listen to Adam Schefter, senior NFL insider, of course, as though you needed to know, on the 6 p.m. Sports Center just last night.
The Arizona Cardinals, who now sit at number 3, have heard from at least 6 teams about trading out of the 3rd overall spot. The Cardinals still are mulling whether to hold that spot or to trade the pick, but it certainly sounds like teams are getting more anxious about moving up there. And if there are that many teams interested in going up to number 3, which you'd have to think would be for a quarterback, then clearly it certainly sounds like there's a decent chance that sometime before or during the draft, the Arizona Cardinals are going to move on from pick number 3. Now, they don't want to go too far down because obviously there are a certain group of players and you don't want to lose the chance to get one of them. But if the price is right, certainly you'll move anywhere in the draft.
So, Key, I love that. You know, I think that if – now, the Arizona Cardinals, in this case, they believe they have their quarterback. But,
well, yeah, of course they got the quarterback. They just gave him $200-something million or whatever it is.
Guaranteed him 160 or whatever it was.
Yeah, they got their quarterback for at least the next 3 years.
So I get, they don't need a quarterback, and the top of the draft has become, if you don't need a quarterback, you should trade out, right? I don't know about that. There might be a special – if Lawrence Taylor is there at the top of the draft, fine.
Right. That's a different deal, right? There are no Lawrence Taylors. There's no Harry Carsons. There's there's none of that in this draft.
So that's the point. If you don't believe a difference maker is there, don't squint and try to see what you need because you have a need at a certain position.
Yeah.
You trade down and bulk up, right? You get a bunch of different stuff.
When you're Arizona, you're building anyway. I'm a new head coach. I'm a new general manager. I'm looking for picks. I'm looking to build my roster. So, yeah, you slide down out of the 3 spot and a team comes up that needs a quarterback, may not today, maybe tomorrow, because a lot of these guys are raw. They're not going to be able to play in lineup underneath the center today and give you a chance to win. So a team like the Raiders, for instance, they got Jimmy Garoppolo, a bridge guy. Mm-hmm. You go and you move up if you can. You try to get up to the 3 spot, and you go and you grab a guy like Anthony Richardson who can learn.
If maybe Richardson's
here's why.
Good, maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah, but here's why. He's going to be good.
Okay. Well, that's something else.
Because if I'm Josh McDaniels, I'm supposed to be this quarterback guy, let me take a look at where the league is right now. And where the league is quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson. Okay, you want me to point to a couple? I'll point to one.
No, I get it, Key. What I'm asking you is athlete eyeball test.
That guy.
Eyeball test. But what I'm saying, I know that he's athletic and everything. What I mean is, it's unlikely there are going to be 3, 4, 5 great quarterbacks in any given draft. So I think the danger is because you need a quarterback and the top 2 guys are gone, let's say, looking and thinking maybe there's something there where maybe you're better off waiting a year or 2 and getting the right guy. You look at Anthony Richardson.
I don't have time to wait. I'm going to get fired.
Okay, but forget about you have jobs. Keyshawn Johnson, I'm telling you have job security. Here's your guarantee for X number of years to run the team. When you look at Anthony Richardson, I'm telling you right now, I'm the owner of the team. I'm telling you right now, we don't have to take a quarterback this year or next if you are not really confident about the guy being a great quarterback. Key, you look at Anthony Richardson, what do you see?
I see potential, a lot of it. I don't have all the intel, but just watching him without talking to him and getting in his mind and understanding how much he likes football, I can see potential. I watched the Utah game beginning of the season. Should have been the number 1 pick based on the game. Overall pick, blah, blah, blah. There's been other games where you're like, yeah, well, he's young, I get it, all of those sort of things. I make excuses for him. Now, at the same time, I look at it and say, freak of nature. Typically, guys that are freak of natures that give you some flashes, that just need some maturity at this quarterback position, they turn out pretty damn good. They typically do. And especially if I'm Josh McDaniels and I believe in myself as a quarterback, so-called expert guru, offensive mind, I feel I can get him to where he needs to be 3 years from now.
Okay. That's interesting to me. I think Bryce Young, to me, looks like the best guy, but he's an itty-bitty, right? And C.J. Stroud looks like the best overall guy in terms of size, everything. But I don't know if he's going to be great. I think he will be a good quarterback. I don't know if he'd be a great one. If I'm picking at the top, I want a great quarterback. But the reason I say this is Richardson is very raw, but with a lot of potential. He has the size, the speed, the arm, the whole thing. So I'm going to ask you, I want a yes or no. I'm going to go down the list, 1 through 10, okay? You tell me yes or no they should take Richardson. The Carolina Panthers, they got the pick from Chicago.
That's 1 overall.
That's 1 overall. You taking Richardson?
No.
Houston Texans.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Depending, in other words.
Well, you said yes, because you said yes or no. Yes.
Yes, but I understand what you're saying. It depends who goes 1, right? Okay.
No, go.
Well, hold on. You're saying
Houston.
If you're saying no to Carolina.
The reason I say no to Carolina is because C.J. Stroud is going to
Okay, so we're assuming C.J. Stroud goes 1 to Carolina. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
All right. Texans is a yes. Arizona Cardinals.
No, they don't need him.
Indianapolis Colts. What, takes too long to get him ready?
I'm trying to think who's the quarterback that I'm trying to think who the quarterback is that they have right now. No.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Detroit Lions.
No.
Raiders.
Yes.
At 8, the Atlanta Falcons.
Probably not, no.
Because they got a guy who they're hoping can be.
Yeah, they just drafted Ritter.
Who has more ability, Ritter or Richardson?
I think Richardson. But again, he's
as a raw athlete. Yep.
But I wouldn't take him because, he's going to sit behind who?
You're trying to develop Justin Fields. If he doesn't develop, you have a guy who's developing behind him.
Same guy.
Same style. What's the downside?
Same guy. Why would I draft Anthony Richardson and I got Jalen Hurts and I got the heck's his name?
Yeah, you have too many other needs too.
There
is a logic to it.
Justin Fields sitting there that is on his way to becoming something successful if I
because you believe in Justin
with
Fields.
The right pieces. Yes.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
No. Same guy, and I'm getting ready to get his dude $300 million.
He said yes to the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Seattle Seahawks, the Las Vegas Raiders. Those 4. Those are the 4 teams you believe should draft Anthony Richardson.
I do. I honestly do.
By the way, you know who the starting quarterback in Indianapolis is going to be? At this moment, it looks like?
The kid from Texas, right?
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Gardner. Yeah, so, if Gardner Minshew is the guy, then, I've drafted Anthony Richardson. He can learn 2 years behind him.
I can't believe that the Panthers traded all that draft capital and don't know who they're going to take. Like, I have to imagine they know who they're going to take. Or you don't move mountains to – because then you're saying, we just think there's so many good options in this draft at quarterback. They're all Hall of Famers. We have to decide which one.
I have to think – so they got Andy Dalton. I have to think that they know or they have these 2 guys in C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson rated at the same thing right now. Like they feel like they're both A's. And then they say to themselves at the 11th hour, we're going to do that. Sort of like Bill Polian did with Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf. He had them kind of rated the same, and then at the end he said, you know what? No, that's probably not what I want to do. Which was the smartest move he could have ever made in the history of being the general manager.
Blue chip guy, the Archie.
He was like, I'm going to do that instead. And I think that's where Carolina is because when you look at it, Andy Dalton is there, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich. I just look at that. I look at that right there. And I say to myself, you take a guy like Anthony Richardson who's going to grow. And if Jim Caldwell and company, along with Frank Reich, know anything about the quarterback position, they'll get him to where he needs to be quick, fast, in a hurry. C.J. Stroud, kind of the same thing. Not as athletic, not as gifted as an athlete as Anthony Richardson. But where the league is right now with the quarterbacks, you got to have a guy like Anthony Richardson. You just do.
Indeed.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.